Hello, welcome back to our podcast, Hello to Healing. I'm one of your hosts, Michaela.
And I'm Michelle.
And today we're going to talk about an extension on our last podcast about self-love and how it can look like having a very healthy form of self-love and different habits that you can create that will embrace the self-love that will flood into the rest of your life. So the first thing that we're going to discuss a little bit is about having a positive self-talk and affirmations and how that can look like and kind of implement and feed into each other. So when it comes to having a healthy, positive self-talk, what does it actually look like when you have a positive talk? So basically, self-talk, right? Positive. We look at ourselves in situations, right? When maybe we make a mistake or we say something we don't mean. It's really after those moments that are so important to reflect on what we're actually saying about ourselves. Are you saying, wow, why did I say that? I'm such terrible at communicating or expressing myself, or I'm ugly, or things that, that would flow through your mind. Those are a form of affirmations that if you say consistently, it becomes a form of belief in what you're saying on consistent basis. So self-talk is a huge part in becoming more loving of yourself. Michelle, do you have anything to add to that?
I think the biggest thing on this is that you need to become aware of your self-talk. Because when you're aware, you can change it. It's if you're not aware that you're doing it, it's very difficult to make a change with that. So number one, you should become really aware. It's like, oh, did I say that? Did I say, I didn't look very good today? Or just when you're doing that negative self-talk, we need to change it to be a positive. So becoming aware. The other thing is surround yourself with positive affirmations, making sure that what you're bringing into your thoughts are positive. I'm enough. I look beautiful today. I feel great today. Just positive things. Writing them down is even a better thing. The other thing that I've been taught is put them on the mirror in your bathroom, some positive affirmations. Just kind of surround yourself with that. Anything
Yeah,
else to add?
it's also about building this love up, right? I mean, if you don't have the
Exactly.
best relationship with yourself per se, and you know that it could be better, it's really about creating affirmations for yourself that you can believe too, right? If you say, I'm the most
Correct.
amazing, handsome, beautiful, individual in the world, maybe that doesn't ring true for you necessarily. So it's more about complementing those small parts. It's like, well, I really like my eye color today, or I really look good when I wear this kind of clothes, or I feel good when I this, and this. So it's about emphasizing those moments that you do feel good and that you can point out things that you do like about yourself. Because when you can pinpoint those moments that you love about yourself, that will essentially reflect out in your reality towards people around you. And so when you can acknowledge yourself, others will acknowledge you as well. So,
Yeah, that brings up the importance of having people around you that are positive and compliment you in that way. That will also help in with that positive self-talk. And
mhm.
I get making it realistic for you is also very important. So becoming aware, making the change, making it realistic for you, and bring those positive people around you that are
Mhm.
creating that atmosphere for you as well.
I think one of the biggest things when it comes to this self-talk, because it is the bridge for you to create a better, healthy self-love relationship with yourself. And the hardest thing is being aware and consciously of it, but also changing those thoughts when you catch yourself. Um, Most of the time for me, if I would catch myself, saying, oh man, like my hair is so ugly, like I hate my clothes or something like that, like picking on myself. Essentially, it's like a bullying yourself. And in those moments, I catch myself mid sentence and I say, you know what? No. And I change focus on what it is that I do like. Maybe my hair is not the best today, but you know what? I like how I look in these pants or whatnot, like focusing on some of the physical things and then overall, like focusing on the character part of yourself or your personality, and you can build off of that. But most of the time, we start with the physical appearance or things that we look at, right? So, yeah, those are huge things. And the next thing when it comes to, you know, creating a good self-love relationship with yourself is embracing your uniqueness. So
Absolutely.
celebrating yourself, right? Many times, even when I'm doing coaching, we as people, we don't acknowledge when we do a good job. A lot of times we focus on when we're not doing the best job that we possibly can. Do you have anything to add to that, Michelle?
Each one of us has our own talents and uniqueness, and you need to respect that about yourself and praise it. If you are very good at creating art, do it. That's your unique gift. Praise it and love it. Uh, those kind of things about you just being you and that unique part of you. Engage in those activities that align with you. If you think you have an artistic flair, take a class that shows that off. I remember when I used to be an art docent in your classroom in sixth grade, there was nothing greater than talking with the children and saying, you created that. It's yours. It's going to be beautiful. So those things are important, that you love and respect that unique part of you and just let it flourish.
Mhm, mhm.
Anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about activities, things that align with your passions, even if I asked you right on the spot, like, what are some of your passions or values, and nothing comes to mind, the biggest thing for you is to start exploring what that might look like, right? Those
Absolutely.
those passions first start off as like an interest and something that you feel pulled to try out. And it doesn't have to be like, a normal going painting, things like that. It could be snowboarding, it could be anything. It's things that make you who you are. And the more that you're in alignment and following those, skills that or passions that you really are interested in, the more that you're going to start embracing this better relationship with yourself because you acknowledge those qualities in yourself to begin with.
The other thing too, with this, is be with people that encourage your uniqueness. That helps you. So again, self-talk, having positive people, also those that will encourage you to be that wonderful, unique part of you. So
Mhm. And you can find those communities. It's your tribe,
absolutely. Yep.
those
Be with
qual
your tribe. Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
So
So the next kind of topic when it comes to self-love would be practicing gratitude for you. And gratitude is such a strong vibration and holds a huge energy when you're focusing on what you're grateful for and yeah, acknowledging where you are and where you've come. So, do you have something to add?
instead of focusing on maybe what your flaws might be, or perhaps what society thinks you should be, just be grateful for you again and your uniqueness. You should start every single day with the thoughts of being grateful for what you have, who you are, how you're blessed. Because when you're in an attitude of gratitude, you can't be negative. They don't exist together. And the frequency of gratitude is a very, very high energy level. So, when you get down on yourself, Think of a few things you're grateful for. It will definitely change that.
Mhm.
The other thing you can do, like we talked about the affirmations, writing things down, is maybe to also journal. I know you're a big journaler. Journal something every day that you're grateful for about you and your world. It will change how
Mhm.
you look at you and have a
Mhm.
little more self-love. Anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to gratitude, sometimes, life isn't always, sunshine and rainbows, right? We have problems, we come across
Absolutely.
situations that, might bring us down. But in those moments, it's so important for you to really look within yourself for that comfort because, in life, you come into this world by yourself and you're going to leave by yourself. And the people that surround you is super important, but you have to know that being strong within yourself is the biggest foundation you could ever create when it comes to self-love. So 100% saying writing affirmations down that will reflect where you are energetically with your mindset too and what you believe and start building on those affirmations. So have, 3 different affirmations and put them sticky notes in your bathroom, right? In your car,
Right,
places that
right.
you're constantly at. Like I even have a clear phone case and I put stuff into my the back of my phone so that I can see it daily. And it's a reminder that you need to focus on what you're grateful for within yourself, within your life and building on that. So
Absolutely. And just having that constant reminder uh, makes you aware and makes it so you can make changes, which is
mhm.
so important. So,
Yeah. Which, when it comes to change, the biggest thing for the next and the last thing about self-love is creating healthy boundaries,
mhm.
and being strict and strong within what you see fit for you. So boundaries can look like, if someone starts commenting on your clothes and you really like the way you look, and someone might have a different opinion and they are vocalizing that, the best thing to do is set a boundary saying, you know what, like, I really like how I look and I appreciate it. If you kind of keep your words to yourself, it's preserving your energy and being honest with others. And it's a huge thing. And it's a reflection of the self-love and respect you have for yourself. And if you don't have boundaries, that love for you is limited, which brings us to talk about what energy vampires are, which are people that kind of take this energy from you. So a lot of times when we encounter people, maybe they're on a lower energetic scale, they're constantly complaining about something, they see like a lot of negativity, they focus on that, and they come to you. And constantly, this repetition of this energy of negativity or coming down or whatnot, and you being someone reciprocating more of a positive light to things, there's an energetic exchange. And if you're not
Yep,
careful, that exchange is more that they're taking your positive energy, these emotions, these feelings that you have, and you're absorbing theirs. And over time, if you're constantly, which is why we emphasize your vibe tribe, the people you hang out with are a reflection of you. And so really being careful and setting boundaries with the people that you love and you care about, that you got to respect your energy as well, because boundaries are about respecting your energy. So do you?
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. It's a form of self advocacy.
Mhm.
And we have a tendency, I know for me, setting boundaries and being able to say no and follow through with that can be difficult at times. I will have a tendency to make sure that other person is taken care of over myself. And that is not advantageous, really. If I don't have the energy to put into something that I'm doing for you, eventually it's not going to work well for either one of us. So, knowing and setting boundaries in a loving way is very, very important.
Mhm.
Very important to do. And the other thing that part of boundaries is you have to be consistent. It's kind of like when children come and say, I want that piece of candy, and you said no. And then they go to dad and try his boundary. And then they come back to you and they work on it. Energy vampires will work on you until you sometimes give in. So you have to learn to set boundaries. They're good. They're good for you. They're probably good for the other individual involved. Most
Mhm.
definitely. It's for your well-being. It
Mhm.
absolutely 100% is. It's not always easy to do. Again, it's awareness, recognition, saying, I can do this, I need to do this, and setting that boundary and keeping that boundary
Mhm.
consistent
Mhm.
is very, very important.
Yeah.
For me, that is the hardest thing. I have a hard time setting boundaries. So,
One of the biggest things when it comes to boundaries, I mean, like anything in life, you have to learn by literally pushing yourself to the limit. So, and then when you reach this limit, if someone is example trying to, vent to you constantly, this negativity is never ending. And you're always there on the other half trying to support this person. But the thing is if you look at, for example, filling your own cup, if you're constantly trying to fill someone else's cup, you're going to end up dry. You're not going to have anything to
exactly.
fill your own cup. And that's where, energetic breakdowns come, meltdowns, you just have nothing left to give to yourself. And that is what an energy vampire does. So setting the boundary and saying, no, I'm not going to do that, or putting a time limit on something, or a
Exactly.
topic of discussion can only be discussed a certain way, or just cutting the cord. Because sometimes when it comes to boundaries too, is learning to say no and goodbye to someone, which is one of the hardest things to do.
Right.
It's letting someone
And
go.
an example is you have friends and you meet up with a friend and you are in an awareness that every time you meet, they never ask about you. They don't know what want to know what your life's about. They talk a lot about themselves, but they really aren't concerned necessarily about what's going on in your life. And you need to be, you should maybe have an aha moment with them. Yeah, they're my friend, but there should be an exchange here, a positive exchange. So becoming aware of that, perhaps in some relationships, you disconnect them. Other ones, you do limit the time with them, and just be protective of your energy.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
So,
these are all kind of a form of self-love, and understanding that embracing your uniqueness, creating affirmations, and paying attention to the self-talk and boundaries are all vital parts that contribute to your overall self-love and the happiness that you have within your life on a daily basis. So practicing these, it will lead you on the path to more joy and love in your life. So I really want to thank everybody for listening to our podcast today. We do have a few specials going on right now. So if you buy one, you get 50% off on the next purchase for the harmonic egg. So we have our details below our podcast, and we'd love to see and hear you if you have any questions. And give us a follow on our social media accounts on Instagram and on Facebook. We'd love to kind of engage with you. And overall, we wish you the best. Till next time. Thanks,
oh,
everyone.
thank you.
Bye.